If you want to know about the best new construction communities in and around Frederick for 2024 and beyond, then you're in the right place. In this video, I'm going to go over 2 new construction communities that are already selling in Frederick and 2 new construction communities that are on the way in the near future that I think you absolutely need to know about. So let's just jump right into it. Hey everyone, my name is Brady and I'm a realtor here in Maryland, and my goal is to bring you the most value-packed videos possible so that you are fully prepared for your move and your relocation to Maryland. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. And while there are more communities in the Frederick area that I'm going to mention in this video, I was very intentional about why I chose these specific communities. And it's because of 3 factors. I wanted my clients to have actually enjoyed working with these builders. I wanted them to have something that they offer, whether it's amenities or something nearby that was equivalent. And I wanted them to have enough runway left through 2024 and into 2025 so that by the time you watch this video, they are still available for you. And the first community I want to bring to you today is Rosehaven by Wormald. And this community is located just to the east side of Frederick off of Route 144. It's only 10 minutes into downtown Frederick and just 2 minutes to get onto I-70. So it's a really ideal commuter location. This is the smallest new construction community on the list, but it's also the most custom community on the list, the most custom home options that you can get. And this community is going to be just over 100 homes, and they are about a third of the way through selling them. They have 2 phases currently out of 3, but that second phase just opened up. So like I said, there's going to be plenty of runway if you are considering moving here in 2024. They're offering 4 different floor plans of single-family detached homes here, ranging from a base price of $799,900 up to $899,900. And that's just a guide. Since these are custom option homes, most people that are buying in this community are adding a long list of options. You can pick so many different features in this home, from fixtures to countertops to cabinets to bathrooms to different layouts of the home, where you want windows. So there is so much to customize that most people end up well above that price point. And another thing to consider here is that for this specific community, they're not going to break ground until you're under contract. So that means the build process for this community can be 8 to 9 months long. And what I like about this community is that it has higher quality finishes available for those homes. It has some of the highest quality finishes of any new construction project in the entire county. So I think that's a huge plus for this community. I also like that it's right outside of downtown Frederick. So if you don't want to be in the mix of everything, you can be just outside the city while still being close enough to go in town whenever you need to. I mean, just a 10-minute drive to downtown to park is really short. And on top of that, if you need to commute in this community, you can get on 70, like I said, in 2 minutes, and then it's just another 2 minutes to get to I-270. So a lot of my clients that choose to go into Rosehaven or are considering it are doing so because they need to commute to work. And at the time of this video, they're offering some pretty great incentives. One of those being a $20,000 credit towards your closing costs, another being a fully finished basement, and another being a screened-in porch if your model allows for it. And if it doesn't allow for it, then you'll get a sunroom inside that's fully glass enclosed with 2 massive barn doors on either side, and it's a really cool look. But these incentives do change frequently depending on the demand for the community and market conditions. So they may not be available at the time you go to the communities, but usually they're offering some kind of incentive, whether it be with using their preferred lender or some kind of finishing inside of the house, but it all depends. So if you're curious what the current incentives are for a community, just reach out to me and I would be happy to check on what they're currently offering. All right, so the second community on the list is the largest community, and that's Renn Quarter by DR Horton. And this is a pretty cool community. It's right outside of downtown Frederick on the east side, and they've worked with the city of Frederick to bring some pretty cool amenities to this development. And they're building 595 homes here, and it's a mix of single-family detached homes and townhouses. And there are 5 models of single-family detached homes here, ranging from the high 600s to the high 700s, and the townhomes are ranging from the mid 400s to the high 500s. And I will be doing a walkthrough tour of this community in the near future, so stay tuned to my channel if you want to get the inside scoop on what these houses look like and what I think of them as I'm walking through them. But what's different about this community versus Rosehaven is that these are spec homes. And what that means is that these homes are not customizable at all. All of the features all of the design, all the colors, they are all picked for you. And these homes are most of the way through the construction process when you go under contract on them, which is a great thing because if you want a quick close on a new construction home, they are doing 30 to 60 day settlements on these homes. So I know a lot of people that just want to get in right away. They can't wait the 8 to 9 months, and this is the perfect community to do that in. And the really cool thing that the developer is doing with the city of Frederick is connecting Renn Quarter all the way down to Carroll Creek Linear Park in downtown Frederick. And if you aren't familiar with Carroll Creek Linear Park, it is a Riverwalk style pathway that goes through the heart of downtown. It's the most popular place to visit in the city with walkways on both sides, restaurants, breweries, and distilleries right on the creek, and it hosts dozens of huge events for Frederick throughout the year. And on the west side, Carroll Creek Linear Park connects to Baker Park, which is the biggest park in the city. And on the east side, it currently dead ends at East Patrick Street, but not any longer. With this development, it's going to go all the way to Monocacy Boulevard, which is where the new development of Renn Quarter is off of. And with that, the city has agreed to help develop a 78-acre park right next to Renn Quarter. That's where the walkway is going to be that goes all the way to Carroll Creek Linear Park. And they're also going to have a 5K trail there and a dog park and tennis courts. And Renn Quarter is going to have its own clubhouse and pool, which is currently being built at the time of this video. And it's also going to have something very unique to it, which is a commercial retail space right off of Monocacy Boulevard at the entrance to the neighborhood. And it's going to be 31,000 square feet of commercial retail space for restaurants and shops. Now, those are the things that I really do like about this community, but something that you may not like about this community is that the property taxes are relatively higher than surrounding areas, and that's because it's within city limits, and not many of these new construction communities are actually within city limits. So the taxes for single-family detached homes can be in the $9,000 to $10,000 range a year, and that's a lot compared to surrounding areas. Another thing you may not like about this community is that it's right next to Frederick Municipal Airport, and although this is not a commercial airport, there are a lot of planes flying in and out of here, and they're mostly prop planes, little Cessna-style planes, but there are also private jets that fly through this airport. You're just not going to see commercial traffic. No 737s. Southwest is not going to land here, but there is pretty consistent small aircraft traffic here. But most of the people that move into this neighborhood don't even notice it. It's really not that loud, but that's kind of a personal preference thing. To me, I wouldn't mind it, but to some people, it is a complete deal breaker. Now, these next two communities that I'm about to talk about are over in the Lake Linganore community of Newmarket. And although they are not currently selling, they're in the development phases, they're most likely going to be selling starting in 2025. And there are currently 14 villages in Lake Linganore community, and you can call them neighborhoods if you want to. They act the same way, but after these developments, there will be 16 villages as part of the Lake Linganore community, which, if you aren't familiar with this area, it is a lake resort style community centered around Lake Linganore with a ton of amenities, and I would say the most amenities of any community in the area. Those include community beaches on the lake, boat ramps, an indoor racket club, tennis courts, walking and hiking trails, 4 different pools, a disc golf course, nearly 20 different playgrounds, and much more. And if you want to learn more about this community, I've made an entirely separate video on Lake Linganore that you can find linked above. And the first development that will be added to Lake Linganore is West Ridge Village. This is on the farthest west side of Lake Linganore. You can't go any farther west without actually going into Frederick, and this site plan puts it right on the line of Frederick, but it's going to be a very interesting community. And what makes it so interesting is that it's located on the last major ridgeline before going to Frederick, which means it has some pretty incredible views. This picture that I took just last week shows that they are clearing the site, getting ready for site development, and you can see the entire Catoctin mountain range in the background. It's going to be incredible views here, so I'm sure there's going to be specific lots that people are fighting over to get those views. And they're going to be building 295 single-family detached homes here and 105 townhouses in this community. And although they don't have an official website out yet where you can look at renderings and drawings, I did dig into the county records where they put the architectural drawings, the elevations in there. So I link that in the description below. If you're interested, want to take a look at how the community is going to be laid out, what the architectural drawings look like, the styles of homes, it's right there available for you. And the second village coming to Lake Linganore is called Hampton's East Creekside, and it's supposed to be an extension of Hampton's Village, which just closed out with their sales last year. But even though it's supposed to be an extension of Hampton's, it's actually closer to the village of West Winds. But that's actually a benefit being so close to the West Winds Village, because that's where you have the West Winds pool. That's where you have the indoor racket club, outdoor tennis courts. It's where the disc golf course is, as well as a brand new restaurant that they just opened inside that village. And this is also going to be a fairly large addition, a fairly large village with 214 single family detached homes and 221 townhouses. And I've also included the link in the description below for the architectural drawings and the plans for this community. And the thing that I noticed about these two villages, Westridge and Hampton's East Creekside, is that they have the same style architectural drawings in both of the plans. And what's weird about that, or unique, I guess I should say, is every village within Lake Linganore so far has been completely different from one another. They go with a different look, a different style, but these two villages appear that they're going to have the same exact style. And there's really nothing wrong with that. In Hamptons, they went with a similar style to what I see here, and I think those houses look very nice. They went with the lake house color scheme. They have a lot of great stone features on them, so I think people are going to be pretty happy with the designs that they see in Westridge and Hampton's East Creekside. Now, what about prices for the houses in this community? Well, they haven't released the homes yet, so we don't really know what the prices are going to be, but Hamptons had a very similar style setup in their community, about same size homes, townhouses, and single family detached homes. And for the townhouses, their median price point was just over $461,000. So you can kind of use that as a baseline. I would expect them to be higher in the newer community. And for the single family detached homes, they had a median price point of just over $743,000. So again, I think you can expect the detached homes in the newer communities to be just above that. And another quick note on pricing in new construction communities. Right now, with the market that we're in, we are seeing that almost every single phase within a new construction community sees a price increase. So if there's 3 phases, if you end up buying in the 3rd phase, you are likely going to be paying much more than your neighbor did in the 2nd or the 1st phase. So it's just something to keep in mind. If you really want to get into one of these communities, it's probably better for you to get in sooner rather than later. So these are the 4 communities that I think you should be tracking in 2024 and 2025, but they're not the only communities in Frederick or the surrounding areas. So if you do need help, if you need help navigating the process, someone to represent you in the new construction process, which I highly recommend, that is what I'm here for. Reach out to me. My information is listed below. You can also set up a one-on-one consultation with me, which is my favorite way to connect with you. And to do that, you just go into the description or in the captions below and click on that link to schedule the one-on-one call with me, and I'll get a plan together for you and your move. And as always, if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe so you stay up to date on all of my videos about moving to Maryland.